Yes, good morning, all of you. We have our commando warrior with us. You can see her smiling face. બાજુમાં એનો સ્ટ્રોંગેસ્ટ પિલર પણ છે. અચ્છા, બંને પિલર્સ છે બે બાજુ. So it's our privilege to have them with us, and really I feel proud to know them over so many years. And whenever we meet this family, it becomes a kind of charging for us for so many days. So without taking much of the time, I'll give chance to them to share the experience, and then whatever I have to say or anybody else, we can do that during the question answer session. So that will be a nice interaction later on. But first, let us hear what exactly it is. I still, when I look back to this 4 years, there are instances which gives me goosebump even when we remember it. So heads off to the spirit of that young girl. ઉંમરમાં બહુ નાની છે, પણ એ કામમાં ને બિહેવિયરમાં આપણા બધા કરતાં બહુ મોટી છે. યસ ગરિમા, વેલકમ. ગોડ બ્લેસ યુ. યસ.
Thank you so much, Nimish uncle. So, yeah, I am Garima Vyas. I am going to be 19 years old this year, and I am a student of MSU right now, studying psychology. And the incident that uncle is talking about 4 years ago, I had an accident on a trek where I had a spinal cord injury. So after it, I lost the control and sensation of the lower half of my body. So all my movements are right now restricted to the wheelchair or directly on the floor. So yeah, right now I do around how many 7 to 8 hours I give to physiotherapy for rehab, and the rest of the time I divide into studies, hobbies, and I even started a job recently, so that I give 1 hour every day. And what else? Mama, do you want to ask?
Okay, let me share what we have gone through. When Karima's accident happened, it was very sudden. Yeah. It was a Sunday. Next day was 15th August. So very high chances were there that we would not get doctors in time. We have been fortunate since beginning that we got support from all our professional colleagues, from all our friends, from family who were there in no time when we reached the hospital. We got best of the doctors, and therefore we got the best possible treatment for Garima.
Absolutely.
The thing is that spinal cord injury is something which does not have a treatment, defined treatment in the all over the world. So what best possible we can do, we are trying. And the biggest challenge for us, or the biggest hope for us, is to do a lot of physiotherapy.
Yes.
And when this happened, Garima was in 10th standard. It happened in August. November was her first semester exam, then January 2nd, and then March she appeared for her board. To our surprise also, Garima appeared for her first semester exam with all the braces, all over her upper body.
Yeah, I have rods in my back, so just after the injury, I could not sit by myself. So I had this entire cage type thing. There were like 2 plates front and back, and it was tied around me.
Yeah, she was tied in that cage because
yes, I
she
needed
had no
to
control
be
over her
straight.
back. Yeah. So that way she went to the school to appear for her exam. There was a lot of pain during this period, and even in that she tried to study with whatever little time she had, when she had no good senses to pay her attention to what she was doing or on her studies. There was a urine bag because she doesn't have bladder bowel control also. So with all those things, અમારો કાફલો સ્કૂલમાં જતો હતો, and the school was so supportive. She appeared for her exam and she got 90 plus marks even in that exam.
Yeah.
So a lot of appreciation was there. And later on, like she started getting better. She started paying more attention to her study. The biggest challenge that we faced was how to utilize the time that she can do whatever she had to do at that age and in that condition. Naturally, the first priority was not studies, it was rehabilitation.
Definitely.
So, like with whatever time left, as she said, it was 7 or 8 hours. Even at that time, like we had to do 5 or 6 cycles of her exercise that were given to her by the physiotherapist, and there were many other challenges at that time.
At that time, yes.
So then we passed through all those challenges. We kept on smiling. We stopped all negative things in our home. Even today I do not allow anybody to say anything negative in my home.
Yes.
So whoever comes to our place feel that there is a positivity around us or in our home. So I'm very blunt that way, and I can throw somebody out of my home if they are very negative. So she appeared for her exams. She prepared for her boards, and she got 10 out of 10 CGPA in her board exam, 10th board exam. One negative thing that happened with us, probably due to lack of guidance or probably due to some sort of, lack of care that we might have taken, she had a pressure sore on her buttocks, and it reached up to stage 4, which is the last stage, which is not curable normally, which needs a surgery. She spent 2.5 years with that pressure sore. She appeared for her 12th standard exam also with that. So because of that, she was not able to sit. I mean, she was not allowed to sit for very long hours, that would, increase the sore further. Eventually, last August, we got the surgery done in Mumbai, and she's all right now. But those 2.5 years were really very difficult for us to manage. She had a lot of infections in her body
Yes,
because
even
of
my
catheter.
hip bone got infected and tips of it used to come out. It was difficult, yes.
So a lot of dressing, infections, fever,
Yeah.
a lot of antibiotics and all went on. But even with that, we tried to continue with whatever we could do to the best, to the maximum. So even in 11th standard, then we requested the school that we are not able to come for full day of the school, so they allow us to select the periods which we wanted to attend. We made a timetable and gave it to the school so that she covers at least one period in a week, and she understands what is going on in the school, and then self-study was there. Nimishka and Payal have been a strong support in that. They used to come to our home and teach Garima maths and science.
Yeah.
So yes, they have been a very strong support during that period and even today. So through this, she completed her 12th standard. When it came to going further, when she started studying humanities, psychology was the subject she came across for the first time.
Yeah.
And she started liking the subject. So she decided to pursue psychology further. We took an admission in MS University of Baroda, and she is now in the second year. Here, the new challenge was lack of infrastructure.
Yeah.
Psychology is her core subject, and that subject is on the first floor of the university.
And
so we have to go, climb the first floor, the staircase up to the first floor whenever she goes for the class.
And that is very dangerous also because the wheelchair may like break or slip, or it can be dangerous for mama's bones also. She has developed what osteoarthritis because of that. So now she's also exercising with me. So I'm keeping her healthy. So yes, and then I started. I even started blogging about my emotional journey since I think a year after my injury or so. And like every time I get any kind of an emotional outburst, I used to write it down and I posted it up on my blog. That has helped me manage my emotions very well, and I have not had any depressive episode so far. I'm very lucky that way, I know. And yeah, Mama and Papa have been very supportive whenever I needed to talk to somebody. They are here, and social media also, like what?
Friends.
Friends, yes, of course. My friends have also talked to me whenever I needed, been there for me whenever I needed, and of course, a lot of them gave me notes also in school, in college, when I couldn't attend. So yeah, there's that.
I would like
Yes.
Garima to share her experience of using social media positively or internet positively during all these years.
Okay, sure. So originally my plan was that I would never get a mobile phone till I was in college. But once I had this accident, I got my first phone in 10th standard, so that I could connect with people and all my study material could be stored in one place. So after that, I started like I used to watch um, YouTube videos for studying because obviously initially I could not attend any classes. 11th mein to I used to attend half day also, but 10th so I couldn't attend anything. So that used to be a huge advantage. I still do it sometimes when I can't attend classes or I don't understand things or anything. But yeah, then there is the part about hobbies and social media that I used to look for things which I might like to do, art and craft or some kind of experiments or playing keyboard I used to do. So yeah, social media can be a very helpful thing if you know how to use it properly. And I started I started book blogging or book reviewing, whatever you might want to say about that. I started an account for it on Instagram as well, and I read very regularly thanks to that, and I write book reviews also. And as a result of that, I yeah, I get a lot of books to review also as a job. So that's something I like to do as well as on yeah. Then what else?
Yeah. So here the point is that when we, as parents, I am talking from my perspective, as parents, most of the times we feel that when you are studying, you should stay away from the internet or the
Yeah.
social media. Here I want to send a message to the students and the parents that nothing is bad. It is the way you look at it, or it is the way you use it.
Use it,
So
definitely.
when it came to Garima's turn, she was very regular in using Google for her studies, understanding the concepts. As she said, in 10th standard, she was not going to the school regularly, so she was using internet for learning the concepts and with the people like Nimish
Yes.
Empire and other teachers who were very supportive. The same way she started Instagram positively. She started writing blogs which received good appreciation. She wrote an article on the University e-magazine which reached to some publication house and they offered her some content editing work, which she said she is doing a job right now. So that is content editing. So her hobby of writing and reading is now converted into a professional opportunity for her at such early age.
Yes.
So it is the way you use the thing or the facilities that are available to us. And I'm very happy that for her, for Garima, it turned out to be something very positive and something good that she is interested in. And that has made her a better person because she's reading other people. She's getting clarity on her thoughts. She's getting to understand how people look at certain events. So that is broadening her own vision, her own horizon to think, to learn, to understand people and the society around. So that is one thing that I wanted her to convey a message to everybody that this is something you can do. The other thing that was very necessary and that helped us a lot was one, time management, and second, discipline. So I would first like Garima to throw her thoughts on how she managed, how she did all these things, and then I will share what I tried to help her do all these things.
Yes. Okay. So when it comes to exams, we all like to plan and study and make sure that we are doing things as we have planned. But when it comes to daily life, sometimes we don't like to pen everything down, put it on paper. It seems too permanent, right? So what I do is I think of what all things I want to do in a day, and as and when the time comes, I think how much time I have, and according to that, I decide what activity I would like to do as per the list that I had thought of earlier. And sometimes I don't find time to do things, and that's okay. Sometimes I get too tired of studying, and I don't do it sometimes because I have already done it enough earlier, and because I plan to do it later also. So yeah, I make sure that if I miss on some activity that I had planned to do and that is due since a long time, I make sure that I do it later on. I don't just forget it and push it away. Or I always try to just yes. I also have a wish list of things that I want to do. There's a vision board I'm planning to make, but I like because of this entire you know lockdown and everything. Not everything is available nearby, and I'm very particular about these things. So yeah, whenever this uh, lockdown will loosen up and all, I'll go and get the things that I need. So yeah, that is in my plan. And so yeah, that's how I do things. I keep them in mind. I even have a notes app in my phone where I make a list of things. I make a list of books that I want to read, that I want to buy, and movies that I want to watch. Yes, every Saturday we have movie night. So according to that, also I need to alter my schedule. So, because I need to do other things, I need to study before I get to watch a movie, and that is not Mama's rule. That is my rule. So that I don't feel guilty while watching the movie. And yeah, so occasionally I clear out my bookshelf. I have a small bookshelf filled with a lot of books. It's almost overflowing right now. And yes, that also helps me relieve some of the stress that comes from the regular routine. So that is an important part of planning, that you do things that relax you every now and then. Because as we already said earlier, not everything needs to be permanent on paper. So yeah, anything.
Yeah, so here there are 2 to 3 points that I should again draw your attention to. One, make plan. There was a very nice slogan that was placed at my first employer's desk when I started my CA. Uh, and I worked with him for a very long time. And that was work your plan and plan your work. Plan your work and work your plan.
Yes.
So first thing is to plan. Every day, like today I have to plan what Garima's schedule is going to be tomorrow. Accordingly, we decide the time she has to wake up. So that decides what time she should sleep. So the schedule goes like that. We decide the time she has to wake up. She has a very fixed routine. The sequence of activity, the way we do the activities is the same. And we don't have a break in that. So even on Sundays, we follow 80% of our daily routine on that day also. That 20% we can play here and there and do certain other things so that we don't get bored of the similar routine which we have been following since last 4 years and maybe for some more years. So we try that we don't get bored. We plan so that we don't miss on our activity. So when we plan, what do we do? We first list down what activities we have. So then there is say there is a free time. So that is the free time. Garima does whatever she wants to. But then there are certain activities which she has to do, she doesn't have a way out. So that she has to do that time is planned, and there I make sure that she does it the way she has to do it. There she doesn't have the leeway of saying no, and touch wood, she doesn't say no to things that she has to do, fortunately. So later on, whenever she has free time, she does whatever she wants. As she says, yes, and fortunately, she has number of hobbies.
Yes.
So when somebody tells her that સમય પસાર કરવા કંઈક કરવાનું કે તમારો ટાઈમ કેવી રીતે પસાર થાય, no? So that doesn't come to our routine. We always have activities to do. So we don't have to think, okay, we are free. What do we do now? We always have activity, list of activities. Why when you have this notes app? Why do you have to waste your time on thinking what to do? You already have a list on that. So just pick one activity and start doing. So that is how we planned. We studied. Whenever the exam schedule will come, the same moment we would plan on a piece of paper, that timetable. That is the only thing that we make on a piece of paper. Everything else we can just think and do. So on a piece of paper, we decide how much has to be studied, what is the time that is required, what is the time that is available. If there is more time needed, from where we will get it time.
Hmm.
All this we sit and discuss, I and Garima, and
Yes.
then we make it on, put it on the piece of paper. So she also has an idea that how much time is available to her to do that activity, the study.
Exactly. Yes.
So this has helped us a lot in meeting her study goals,
Hmm.
which have brought her this result that she has got.
Hmm.
10 on 10 CGPA in 10, 95% in 12. And with all these, with so many, health issues.
Absolutely.
Emotional issues, they can be your own, you can manage them. But when it comes to your health issues, sometimes you are helpless. And even with that, if you have to manage things, you have to be very push yourself a lot. And that we had to do sometimes. It was not that everything was very goody-goody.
Yes.
But then we knew that this is going to happen. Fortunately, our doctor on the very first day of her injury had told us that this time is going to come in your life. The whole family might be in stress. So we were aware about these situations from day one, and we consciously tried to avoid them or not those things come into our way of our efforts or our achieving our goals, our efforts to achieve our goals. And so we put all our efforts very consciously. That we have a change in our routine, that we plan our day, that we plan our schedule, our things, and then we are able to manage all this. So planning is very essential, and that planning should be done like together by the students and the parents. Probably they are too young, so maybe sometimes they don't understand how to plan. So as parents, we have to help them. And when it comes to help, I believe that let them first think what they want to do or how they want to do things, and then we as parents just help them where they get stuck. We can give them options that you can do certain things in one way or the other way or the third way, and then you let them choose the best possible way. So your friendship, parents and the students' friendship with each other, their bonding with each other will help a lot in, maintaining their day. And since we are talking to the students of science stream who have a very long schedule to follow, so they have to, be side by side, parents and students, and then spend the time, spend the schedule, make the schedule in such a way that the situation is win-win. Parents are also never under stress of their children's studies, and the children also understand that the parents are with them, whatever will be the result, but they have to put their 100% in their efforts. Efforts is the only thing that is in our hands. Result is not. Result is incidental. So make your target and then
Push forward.
push
Yes.
forward and try to achieve those targets. They are your own and you can work on them. Right? Okay. The next thing that I would like Garima to focus on or pay attention to is the discipline that we have to have in our life, in everything. It may be food, it may be hobbies, it may be studies.
Yes.
So what Garima thinks about that and what we can do about it. I think Nimish bhai, please interrupt if you want us to stop.
No, it's not like that. We would like to hear more and more. But I would also like to have input from the second pillar.
Second pillar is managing the whole thing. But yes, let Dhananjay say something about it.
Yeah. So a lot has been said about this. Uh, I would like to add only two things. One is friends. So your friends are very important. All of you students, they are your people whom you can interact with or take out your stress, share your problems,
Yes.
academic as well as otherwise, and learn something together. When I was in 11th and 12th, and when I was in college, I had a very good group of friends with whom I used to spend a lot of time, used to study together, and we have very wonderful memories. And Nimish and I used to study together in college. We know, I used to use the notes prepared by him. he came from Polytechnic, so he had a solid grounding in electrical engineering. So I used to learn a lot of things from him. I came from first year BSc to BE, so I had a good grounding in mathematics. So I used to teach him a little bit of mathematics. So that is how, you know, friendship is very useful. Even now, after so many years, we are still so close. That is one thing. Second thing is, many of you who are in 11th and 12th, they have learned about quantum theory. So what quantum theory says is that light is not continuous. It is built up of packets. So same way, similar to light, even life is not continuous. It is built up of small moments. So, you know, if you lose one moment, don't be disheartened. There is always a second chance. So that is what I would like to say. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dhananjay. And Umesh has also joined from USA.
Yes.
And I would also like Dhananjay to share that artifact that was made by Garima from the.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
That
Garima,
was what bottle it was? Saline bottle. Like I
So
it
Garima,
was injected
yeah.
into me.
So
Yeah,
Garima
through
was,
IV.
as Kejal mentioned, right after her injury, she's immediately, you know, she took, I think, around 3 weeks of rest and then continued her studies. She used to go regularly to school. And then due to that, probably, you know, she developed a pressure sore. And now one of the effects of a pressure sore is that you get infections. And for that, a lot of, she had to undergo a lot of antibiotics.
Yeah.
So what happened was, finally last year in August, she had a surgery in Mumbai, and thankfully we are now rid of that pressure sore.
Yeah.
But one day, you know, she found a small bottle which you usually see, you know, there, you know, they add a pint to your body,
Yes.
IV. So she found that out and she applied color to it and designed to
Yeah,
it.
painted it.
Painted
Yes,
it.
I painted
So
it.
now I was very impressed, you know, being a father. I should not say this in front of her as a parent, but I was very happy and impressed that, you know, this is like people say that turning your adversities into opportunities. So this is how, you know, she changed that. Yeah, this is the
Yes,
bottle.
this is the water. It's this big.
Thank you so
This
much,
big.
Nimesh. And this is it. So, you
This
know,
was the water.
it's like, you know, her way of getting back.
Yes.
So, lovely.
So I think there should be a strong message for all of us.
Absolutely.
You convert something negative into positive.
Definitely. If you don't do that, then nobody is going to do it for you. And why shouldn't you? I mean, it is right there in front of you. So.
Yeah.
When you complete your sharing of thoughts and ideas, I'll keep the floor open for question answer session.
Okay.
Right. Yes. So,
You wanted to add anything?
no, let's open that session.
No, I think Nimesh bhai, these are the things that, I mean, the key things that we
Yes.
have done during this period. She got an opportunity to speak before an audience of around more than 500
Yes,
people at Ahmedabad.
that was on my 17th
Yes,
birthday.
it was on
I
her
think.
birthday and it went very well, which opened in your Garima's confidence into speaking.
Yes.
And then she was again invited for another Facebook live session with again a good team of I think viewers on that. So the purpose over here is she's too young. Her achievements might not be a very long list, but the way she has responded to the whole incident, which is very positive. You see her smile even right now. This smile was there even on the way when we were returning from the place of injury to the hospital.
Yeah, no, I was not smiling. That was a lot of pain to overdo it.
She was on the height, on a hill in Pavagadh. So we had to get her down from the hill up to the ground floor, thanks to the people of the nearby village who had come up there, and in a bamboo we had made a cage, joli kind of a thing, and in that we got her down and we got her up to this hospital. So even there, she was in pain, but that her approach was not negative even at that time. So there could be incidences in life which are, I won't even say the word negative, I would say the word unexpected. Something that you did not expect to happen with you in your life. And we never expect anything negative to happen with us in our life, right? So whenever some such thing happens, that is where all our gyan, all our learnings from our mythologies, from our religion, from the spiritual gurus, from our parents, elders, all these come to our rescue when some such incidents happens. We all hear that everything happens for good, but when some such thing happens, do you continue believing that this thing has also happened for something better in your life, maybe in future? So it is the way we look at things, whatever way they come to us. It is our approach to to those things, to those incidences that change ourselves. They change the environment around us. That change the way we are, the way we behave. So that is very essential, and I would recommend and request everyone who is listening to us that try this. It is worth doing it, even though you have challenges. They take you far away in a better way, and they make you a better person and give you a better life. So I think, Nimish bhai, we would like to have more time on the question answer sessions.
Yes.
Still, if there is some incidents which we are missing and you are aware of, we can talk about that. But then
Yes, I would like to request you to share that possibility on the negative side after the accident. The worst phase that was possible. I remember 15th August morning when I had met Dhananjay in Kejal at Sunshine Global Hospital, Manjalpur.
we were
The operation was yet to start on that day or something. But it had just started. Now, what was the worst case scenario? And we are at a very positive stage now. That is one thing I would like you to share. That is one thing. Second thing, the trauma initial and then your response.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
So, the worst case scenario during the injury, right? Before we had the operation, my parents were told that even after the operation, it might be possible that I don't sit. I don't even sit. So
she might be confined to bed.
Exactly, confined to bed, and that was not a lot of movement clearly, but I moved way past ahead from that, and I had a little difficulty to accept that thing during that time, but I don't know, it was just a thing that I was brought up with. Like if there's a challenge in your life, you just accept it as it is, and then you try to improve it. You think of ways how you can, solve that challenge. So for me, that was accepting. Okay, now I'm here. Now where do I need to go? And so we started continuing with the physiotherapy and everything. And right now I'm at the stage where my exercises are like as I said, 7 to 8 hours of my day are taken up by exercise. So I'm anything but bedridden right now. I probably do more exercise than I had ever done, even though, even when I was in basketball team, in my basketball team in my school, till my injury actually. That day one of my best friends was supposed to give me a call and tell me that I had been selected for the state level championship. And I was supposed to go with her in the next week, but that's what happened. So that was I might have deviated from the topic, but from there I think my journey has changed a lot, and now I am not doing a lot of things in basketball, but now I am doing so well in speaking and writing, and I'm becoming better at talking to people. I'm becoming better at addressing my own problems, and so something or the other has come from this accident for sure. And
It is like this,
Yeah.
Nimesh, but I would like to put it this way. That yes, as you mentioned, one thing I would like to mention about Nimesh Bhai over here. First thing, and I still remember Nimesh Bhai after 4 years, that the next morning when the surgery was going to happen and we were all together, I was handling Nimesh Bhai's accounts and finance and everything at that time. And the word line he said was, Kejal, you have my bank account password. I don't need to tell you anything else. And this is the support we have from you. Uh, yes, the doctor, when the first time the doctors told us at Baroda Imaging Center where her MRI and CT scan happened that your daughter might not be able to stand up in her life again. That is what I was told. And
Yes.
after the injury also, there were days where not at least 5 doctors would tell me the same line that except that your daughter is not going to stand up.
Yeah.
And I thought like, do you think that I will be able to bear these 5 times a day to listen to this? And they wanted me to hear that very strongly and not get emotional or not to cry. Their point was accept and go ahead.
But our point was that we have heard you. Now we are going to fight on our own. You sit back and watch the show. So yeah, that's what we are doing.
But we accepted. We could accept it more gracefully.
Yes.
We were aware that how our life was going to change. I had to stop my professional career.
Yes.
Time being. I'm with Garima since then all the time, so probably I'm trying to become her best mate, with whom she can share whatever she wants to without thinking about how I will judge her. So I and Dhananjay both are like feeling young at heart because we are with a youngster all the time. After the injury, actually didn't have time to much think about all these emotional things because we were so much involved in Garima's activity because everything had to be done for her. She was bedridden.
For some
Communicating
time,
with so many doctors, sharing reports to so many other doctors, friends and relatives were sharing her reports to other people. They were all, calling us and trying to understand what actually had happened and all. So our time went like this, and from there, the doctors were saying very nice thing there. They would say that she would not stand up, and then they would say that miracles also happen.
Yeah.
But miracles happen. So that means that we should never lose hope.
Absolutely.
And that made us continue positively and with a smile on our faces. So then we tried to focus on what she can do and also what she wants to do. And that's how we started doing things and changing from a lot of physical activity before injury that Garima was doing. Now we are focusing that what with her condition she can do. So that she has her hobbies going on. She also started swimming before lockdown. So that is one more thing that is giving the feeling of independence to her. So Nimishma, as you were saying, at that time we were clearly informed what is going to happen in our life. Somehow positively we could take it. We have not cried like we were broken up or I don't know why, but that happened with us.
That is the strength of our.
Yes, that is the strength probably of our bonding and the bonding we have with our friends and family.
Definitely.
Who have provided us tremendous support. So many positivity, so many positive people. I would like to mention one person here. Apart from all my our doctors, doctor friends and everybody, there is one person I would like to mention, Mr. Manish Joshi. He is Garima's Reiki master, my Reiki guru. He taught me Reiki. And since last 3 years, he's coming to our home every night. He gives Reiki to Garima. He gives Qigong therapy to Garima. These are all energy healing techniques which help Garima, get rid of her body pains, get rid of her other small complaints, and they help her heal better.
Yes.
This is the most positive example of selflessly helping others.
Yes. Right now he's not able to come
He's
to
not
our
able to
place,
come,
obviously. So yeah, every day he gives me distant Reiki from his home. I think twice a day. So
Keeps track of her health. So we have come across many such people, many such. This is the one example, but there were many people who have Dr. Prital who is with us, Dr. Amber Lima is there, Dr. Rajesh Shah is there. There are Dr. Hina is there. So many doctors, so many people who are helplessly, no, sorry, with selflessly helping us in going smoothly in our journey.
Yes.
We go to Bombay for her physiotherapy. Dr. Rajul Vasa of Rajul Vasa Foundation who is there. She does workshops for people with paralysis, people with cerebral palsy, people with paraplegia, which is spinal cord injury. She does these workshops free of cost. And she tries to get better improvement in people's lives. So when we go there, we feel that we are much better than many other people in those conditions. No, so these things give us hope. These things give us a positive approach
Yes.
and strength and courage to go ahead.
Yes.
So, Nimish, anything else?
Yes, thank you. We give you 5 minutes time. You can have a glass of water or something. 45 minutes no period ઉપર થઈ ગયો.
No,
By
it's
that
okay.
time જે લોકોને ડાઉટ્સ હોય એ લોકોને જે લોકોને કંઈ ક્વેશ્ચન્સ પૂછવા છે, ઘણું બધું શીખવાનું છે. So I'll tell them to ask their questions in chat box first, and later on we can unmute them one by one and they can ask you the. Yes.
Yes.
Dhananjay, તારા email ID પર can they ask
Sure.
questions?
Yeah, absolutely. I have my laptop here, so I can have a look and then we can answer.
Yeah, so please ask your question to co-host Dhananjay Vyas on his chat box. That will be easier for us. Rather than you telling me and I asking them, if you ask directly to Dhananjay, it will be really good.
No, but Nimish uncle, how about they just keep the questions in the general chat only? There is
Fine.
an option, no?
Yes,
to
yes,
message
sure.
everyone.
Yeah, that will be a mix-up. So I think
Achha.
let them ask over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's correct, Nimish. So everybody, please post your questions on this chat to me privately, and I'll ask Garima to answer.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Sudhima, there is one more thing that I would like Garima to throw light
Sure,
on.
okay.
For getting relief in the stress of studies. There are small activities that you can do throughout the day with the time that is available. I would like her to share how she does things, like maybe also because she is limited, confined to her mobility. Even with that, she tries to do things that help her remove her stress of studies and stress of following a daily routine.
Okay, yes. So, studying for me is like I like studying actually. That is the greatest plus point. But sometimes it can be overwhelming when like the material is really heavy or when there is too much to cover and too little time. And I am someone who wants to wants to read every word of all the material that I have. So that can be difficult when I have exam time and I haven't had time to revise before. So, what I usually do is when I'm going to attend a class, I read in advance so that what is going on in class I can be thorough with. I can be aware of what is going on in the class. I can ask questions. When I can't read earlier, I read after the class is over. So that way I get a revision also, and I like again it's a review. So you always have questions once you but better understand your topic, so you can expand into it. And then there come times when I don't really want to study much, but like I have to. There's a session of guilt where you should study but you are not studying. So for that, I would say that it is always best to, clear your mind first. That you are never going to be able to remember unless you are in a clear state of mind, unless you are like sure that yes, this is what I'm doing and I know what I'm doing. So about half an hour or so you can spare for doing something that you like. For me, it is reading. Maybe watch some show on Netflix or draw or paint or stitched, or I have a keyboard, so I play my keyboard sometimes. So yes, it is very important to have a hobby when we are talking about stress from studying. And for my board exams, I obviously my level of stress was very high according to me when I thought that I couldn't complete my syllabus on time. But yeah, I knew that I am good at it. I told myself that I am good at it. I like sometimes people need reminders, right? That you are good enough, you can do it. This is all doable. That is why it is in the syllabus. So yeah, that is how you cover things. And
Now we have question.
Yeah,
Yes.
now we have
So
some
now let's-
questions. One is from Takshal Purohit of 9th standard. Takshal asks you, do you think book reading gives us relaxation, as you said? Because I get curious after I read books.
yes, definitely. Whatever you like to read, you must read, because that way it's like sometimes the curiosity where a part of our brains gets shut down because we are so overwhelmed by all the work that we have to do, that we must do. Sometimes it is nice to take time off the things that we are supposed to do, so that our mood also gets uplifted. So that is very important. And as I mentioned earlier, with a clear mind, you can do things much better. And there are even studies about it. So if somebody doubts you, you can just quote some of the studies.
Yeah, and one thing you have to remember is like there are times when you love reading books, you have your exams on your head,
Yes.
so you have to control yourself, right?
Yes, you have to control yourself. That is when you divide your time into windows. You decide that you
Put a timer.
read some portion of your studies, and then you decide to reward yourself after you complete your goal. I do that sometimes. I read 1.5 chapters, and then I decide I will lie down for some time. I will sleep for some time once I complete so and so many paragraphs. Then I sleep. Then I wake up after, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I continue with the next portion. So yes, that is how the basic should go.
Okay. One more question from, I think there are two questions, but it's the same thing. One is from 11th standard, Krutang Panchal, and the another is from 8 Priyal Desai. What they say, I want to know is, what was the state of your mind, Garima, when the injury happened, and how did you manage to stay calm and positive?
Okay, so when the injury happened, I was on a trek and I love trekking. So my state of mind before that was really happy. But the accident was quite sudden. So I didn't even realize what happened. So my own memory of the accident is very blurry. I don't remember many things. What I remember is according to everything that my parents and all the whoever was there had told me what happened. So at that time, I like the two things were actually paining me a lot, hurting me a lot at that time. I had broken my rib, or one or two ribs of mine, so they were puncturing into my lungs. So I was not really able to breathe or cry for that matter. So I just had to, control key, don't cry or it will hurt. And even if I moved a little bit, my back was hurting because the spine was crushed. So the bones obviously hurt. So yeah, that was another thing that was difficult for me to take up. But please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So initially it was difficult to understand what is happening, but I tried to keep calm because eventually people would tell me what was happening, and I would eventually I would figure out a plan on what to do. So I tried to focus on what is going on right now, and I was trying to distract myself from the pain. So
Okay.
and how I try to stay calm and positive. One of the things that really helped me was that I grew up in a household that is very, very supportive. So that has always made me take all my risks on my own, that they'll support me no matter what I do. So I have confidence of that. So my confidence really helped me whenever I had during the injury. Initially, I was not clear on what happened to me. Like even after the operation, after 2 or 3 weeks, till that time, I was not sure what the extent of my injury is. So I continued doing the things that I like. I used to read. There was a TV in my hospital room, so I used to watch a lot of TV and movies, and I met a lot of people. That was the time that I finally realized how many people know me, how many people I know. So yeah, my hospital room was full of people, and I used to talk to them a lot. And people actually used to be surprised by how much I was talking, because being in a room, you don't get a lot of stimulation. There's a window, there's a door, and there's a TV, and there are 2 or 3 people sitting around. So I don't know how I got so many things to talk about, but yes, all of those things helped me stay calm and positive.
Okay, thank you, Garima. This one is from Umesh Ambre, who is my classmate. He's live from US. Garima, what are the different books that you read to keep herself in a positive mindset?
Okay. So, first of all, I would like to point out that I am not a fan of any of the motivational books or lifestyle books or whatever, because I don't know, it just seems unnecessary to me. I'm full of it myself, so I don't usually need the books to tell me those things. And most of the time, they are very repetitive, same thing they are saying in 5 different sentences. I mean, that is how some of us write answers to our exam questions also, and you don't want to see that in a published book. So I don't read books for that. I read whatever genre interests me a lot. I like romance, I like adventure, I like murder mysteries. So I read a lot of Agatha Christie. He had bought me a lot of Agatha Christie for my birthday. Yes, my birthday. And yes, so basically anything that interests me. And how do I decide books is that I read online reviews of it. I read a blurb of it, like what the book is about, and if I think that is going to interest me in any way, I read it. Then obviously if it is interesting, then the mindset will be positively affected. So yeah.
Okay. One is from Shreya Upadhyay. I think she is in 10th. She is asking you, how was your schedule during 10th standard after injury?
So during 10th standard after injury, okay. Most of my 10th standard after injury, I had to spend on bed rest, and my schedule was usually that I had a physiotherapist who used to come at home, and she used to hold sessions. So that used to take like 2 or 3 hours in a day, 2 hours in a day. After that, my mother used to do like repeat those sessions of physiotherapy. So that used to take another 2 hours of my day. Then
We had to do catheterization.
no, that is. Uh, so at that time, I had a lot of time to read, actually, read, study. I couldn't write at that time much because lying down. So I used to read multiple times, because reading, listening, these things are, I can remember more while reading, but not much while listening. So I had to have repetitive sessions of that so that I don't forget. Then once I started sitting, that took some time, but once I started sitting, I used to write down notes of whatever I think is very, very important to remember. So that used to be there. Then I used to explain topics to my mother, and she used to question me to go into detail, so that we made sure that we understood what I'm studying about, and that I'm clear on my concept. So that was my specific strategy of studying. And otherwise, if you talk about the general schedule, again, most of the day was split into exercises and
Every activity used to take longer time.
longer time than usual.
If you like, see, all her activities used to take longer time. If you can brush your teeth in 5 minutes, she would take 20 minutes. If bathing takes 10 minutes for you, it might take 20-25 minutes for her. So all these activities and there was a strict food routine that we had to follow. So But these were the things that usually I and my family used to take care of. She only had to lie down for first 3 weeks or
Yes,
a
I used to
month.
enjoy. I liked
And
all the
then
attention.
started her efforts of sitting. So her first sitting was for 10 seconds
10
with
seconds.
Dhananjay on her back, supporting
Yes.
her whole back. Then eventually she started learning, gaining more control. So most of the times her efforts were on a lot of physiotherapy.
Yes.
By end of the day, she used to get drained,
Exhausted.
where the Reiki rescued her, getting back into the normal, mood and mode. And then again in the night she would study, she would pray,
Yes.
and then she used to get back to bed in time. So a very disciplined routine, but yes, it was very exhaustive, and our zeal to go ahead only, made it better.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, one interesting question, Galina. Do you ever look back and feel regretful about going to the trek? If yes, then how do you deal with such thoughts?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there were one or two times that I thought कि trek पे नहीं जाना चाहिए था. I should have done. I should have gone to my basketball practice. I should have done this. I should have done that. But then, what is the guarantee that even if you had taken one of the other options, something more harmful would not have happened, right? So when these things happen, there are usually two or three major things that people do. I also did that. You imagine the worst case scenario if you had taken some other thing, some other option you had done, right? So what if I had gone to my basketball practice that day and some car had hit me, and what if I had some fatal injury? That is much worse than what it is right now, because right now I'm achieving things that I initially would never have thought that I would. For example, I had never thought I'd go into book reviewing, because yeah, who has all the time to think about what is written in the book and what is the style of writing and all? But I think that this injury has made me sit down and think about things, refocus, thank you, and shift my attention around. So there are things that I have to be thankful for. So those really help me to not undergo, overcome any of these sad moments that I have.
Okay.
Dhananjay,
Yes, Dinesh.
before you take next question, I would just like to share that our previous speaker, booster dose, Bhupendra Bhai, he is also listening and to
Oh,
talk
that's
Oh,
of
it is
Garima.
our privilege
Oh,
and
wow.
pleasure, Bhupesh bhai. I have heard you. I have heard you on that day.
Okay.
Fine. Yes, now you can take the next.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the Pratik Kumar Dalwadi. Yeah, sorry. Which were your favorite subjects in school? This is Takshal Purohit from 9th.
Oh, my favorite subjects were well, I really liked science. I liked maths and psychology. And English I used to study chupke chupke, because in class it used to get a little boring, but at home I used to full-fledged read. My entire textbook I used to read within the first week of buying it. So yes, that was a good
Okay.
experience.
Then Pratik Kumar Dalwadi asks you. He had a severe humerus bone injury last November. So he has gone through the severe pain. How did
Okay.
you manage yourself during physiotherapy?
Well, I hope you're doing better right now. During physiotherapy, if I have pains, I have two or three methods. I apply the gel, pain relief gel there is. So I apply that. I rest for some time if it hurts too much, because then that is bad pain. There are two types of pain in physiotherapy: good pain and bad pain. So you need to understand what is good and what is bad. So it takes time, but eventually you learn good on your mental state, and it gives a lot of happiness. So it's like happiness and confidence go together. So you build on one and the other will automatically rise up. You do things that you like, you remember the people that you like, you talk to people, so that's my basic strategy. Be
Correct.
thankful and do the things that you like.
Correct. One interesting question is from Vishwa Vasawa. She's in 10th. many students due to their marks commit suicide. What advice want to you give? You want to give to those students who have this negativity?
Okay. Yes. Well, marks actually should not matter as much as people think they like. If 10 years down the line, you're not even going to remember how many marks you scored in your 10th or 12th board. Nobody is going to ask you that. Your professional life is based on what you can do, not on how many marks you got, or whether or not you topped your class or your school or whatever. So honestly, if these things are happening, it is better to talk to people, maybe get maybe get professional help. It is like it is good to have therapy sometimes. It is good to let out the negative thoughts. It is a very important thing to tell people what exactly they need to do to help you. Sometimes people can't help you because they don't understand what you're going through, and the only thing that can help them understand is you directly telling them. So it is very important to express what you are going through, and it is very important to understand, to remember that you have it in you to go through this. You made it this far, you are going to make it farther also. So yes, suicide should never be an option, please.
Dhananjay, sir,
Yes, Anish.
there is one question on Facebook Live.
Yes, please.
Okay.
How do you manage to attend the lectures at the college as you have to spend 4 to 5 hours there and
Yes.
sit sometimes for 2 hours? Also, there are two batches in psychology HPP and regular. So, which batch you are in? So, how do you manage all this?
Okay, I'm in the regular batch of psychology, and when the physical classes were open, I used to go for like 1 or 2 lectures per week, not per day, per week, because I needed to manage everything with my physiotherapy, and I usually don't exercise after 7. So everything I had to do earlier. I used to wake up early. I used to finish my exercise early before even doing my breakfast. I used to do like 2 hours of exercise before I had my breakfast, and one time I attended my full college, and I don't know, some of it was interesting, but it was a huge toll on my back. So I decided I didn't want to attend the whole college every day. So yes, I decided exactly what classes I wanted to attend, what all is necessary for me. And then I shifted my exercise hours so that I can accommodate that class time within the day. And after that, I just used to revise everything at home and use internet and ask my teachers and clear my doubts whenever is necessary. Yes.
Yeah, I think to answer to, I'd like to add something to the answer that Garima has given for suicide. Here, I want to mention one more very close and very dear friend. His name is the same as me. He is Dhananjay Bhonsle, and right now he is a colonel in the Indian Army. So when we were in 12th, he failed in 4 subjects in 12th. Then another year he attempted again, he failed, and then he took up commerce, 12th commerce, and he passed that. He did his BCom, and then he joined IMA, Indian Military, Officers Training Academy, OTA. After that, he is in the army right now. He is in Pune, and in 2010, 2013, 14, 15, he led the Republic Day parade in the helicopters. So he was leading that.
Yes.
So always remember that failure doesn't mean it is the end of life.
Exactly.
He is a highly decorated soldier. He has got Sena Medal for. He is a helicopter pilot. If you have heard of Dhruv helicopter or Advanced Light Helicopter of the Army, he is the pilot of those helicopters, and he has got a Sena Medal for saving a lot of soldiers in from Siachen Glacier.
Absolutely.
So this is one of us. He used to study with me in Baroda High School, right? And so this is it. So it's not the end of life. Right?
Exactly. And it's like if you are failing in something, then it just means that you are going in the wrong direction. Maybe you need to do something else that actually suits you. And you are just pushing because You are not like satisfying people's expectations. But why do you need to satisfy their expectations when you're yourself unhappy? You know, you should find out what actually works for you and then work towards that, not just go and just go on like crazy to win that thing, or maybe just the unrealistic expectations are just, they should be avoided. Yes, that is what causes these things a lot of it.
Garima, a very interesting question from Noor Sayed. She's in 11B. She asked you, you are blessed with to have educated parents. Can you suggest how children whose parents are not so well educated, how can you cope?
Okay, um parents may not be very educated sometimes, but that I don't think should affect how much you want to study, right? If you are determined to do it, then you are going to do it. And if you want their help to study, so you can just sit down and you can try to explain them what you are studying, it's like if you can explain to them perfectly, looking at the fact that they are not really educated, then you know that you have learned something properly. This is the technique that Nimish uncle had shared, no? Feynman's technique, yes. That technique, the Feynman's technique is based on this theory that when you try, how do you know that you know some subject very properly? When you can explain it to somebody. It's a two-way thing, right? When you can only explain things to somebody when you know it properly, and you can like learn it better once you try to explain it to someone. That way you know your own shortcomings, and that way you can improve on them yourself. And talking about the part where parents come in, I think parents are supportive of their children whenever they need to be, whenever they see that it is necessary, and that when they see that the children trust them. So yes, that is a very important thing. You must always make sure that you show them your affection, and you make sure that they know that you love them, and you must always respect them. That is also a major factor. And yeah, the fact that they're not educated should not at all affect your behavior towards them. If you have heard about mansplaining, when men try to dumb things down for women because they think they won't understand. The same goes here also. Just because your parents are not educated does not mean that they don't understand. So you don't need to dumb things down so much that it turns into condescension. They also have self-respect. You need to understand that. You need to respect their boundaries also. You need to understand that how the way that you are treating them is what is going to be the basis of your bond. So yes, so that's everything.
Okay, one very interesting question again is from Krisha Shah. There are some things that we can't share with our parents, or we think that they will not understand our perspective. So, how do you deal with such things? I'd like to add one thing before Garima replies. My answer is that please remember that your parents have also been kids like you.
Yes, yes.
So they will understand.
Yes. If they don't, then you can just tell them कि आप मेरी एज के थे तब आप क्या करते थे. Sometimes we do this कि we think कि directly we'll explain to them, they won't understand. So you just relate, ऐसे vaguely you give them an idea कि अगर आपके साथ ऐसा ऐसा होता तो आप क्या करते, and then you burst the bubble that this has happened to me, now you deal with it. Okay. So yeah, I would like to say that if you are not very confident in talking to your parents at the first time, you can talk to one of your best friends. They will like at the once when you say those things out loud, no, you will get the confidence of saying them again. Even if it is painful, even if it is sad, once you get them out of your system just one time, it is easier to get it out again. So yeah, you want to add?
No, here her question is very apt. This happens and we call it generation gap.
Yeah.
Why so? Because probably the way we have grown up, we parents in our time, and the way our children are growing up, they are in different environments. So we as parents need to understand that they might have different lackings. They might have different values. So I think for parents also, barring the basic values that you want your children to carry in their lives, if they differ from your views, anything, you should learn to accept their views, and if they are not harming anybody, they should be accepted by us as parents. If we consider this, there will be a very, very narrow gap, which we can call a generation gap. Probably, I don't like to wear, I don't like Garima to wear a shorts, but Garima is very much fond of it. What if she wears it? Will anything happen? No. No, so then such things are not probably a problem. They are just the difference of opinions. So when such differences come, I think only those differences matter which are related to the values of life or which affect the quality of life.
Definitely.
Barring all that can be solved by one of them understanding, or if not, compromising. Nothing comes for free, my dear. You always have to remember, if you want to wear, but then at the cost of the anger of your parents. If you are ready to pay that cost for what you want to do that. But if you do that, don't regret it. So take a decision that way.
Yes.
Even for parents should also understand that we were also of this age. We also wanted to do things that our parents didn't want us to do, and still we did, probably by letting them know or by hiding things from them. So if you want that your children don't hide things from you, be friendly with them and try to understand them and accept what they feel, what they want. And if they are not harmful, you should let them do those things. Let them learn out of their own experiences.
This was a very good answer for all the students and parents.
I actually wanted to share this thing with everybody.
Nee, this is wonderful, wonderful. Everybody should understand it. And I would like to share something with you that over all these years that we have been in this profession of teaching, whether it's me or Payal or Maulik sir or our other colleagues, so many students have shared so many things with us, which I'm sure they would not have shared with their parents. So that kind of bonding and trust students have with us during their small association of 1 or 2 years with us, or maybe even then they are in 8th, 9th, 10th, there is Kaushal sir, Mir sir, Sonal madam. They come and talk frankly with the teachers in such a manner that it becomes, big responsibility for us. કે આપણને આ કહી ગયો આપણે એને સમજવાનું અને પેરેન્ટ્સને પણ જરૂર પડે તો કહેવાનું. So this is a great part, really great part. And so many students who work with us are teachers now.
Yes.
So that's the second cycle now. So they are also doing that, whether it is Kaushal or Shivangi madam or so many others. Ravi sir is there, so many others. So it becomes a great thing. Yes.
Teachers always play a very important role in students' lives. Like we have had Garima have teachers. I am fortunate to have parents who are teachers, and they are like ideal teachers. So I have the lifelong impact on myself of my own teachers, and Garima is also fortunate to have her teachers who have had a great impact on her.
Yeah.
So time doesn't matter, Nimishbhai. 1 year or 2 year, even a moment is necessary to leave an impact on somebody.
So that aspect I share common with Garima.
Yes.
Her school was Bright School, my school was also Bright School, and luckily both of us had wonderful teachers. So today is Teachers' Day, so we have to show that gratitude for them.
That gratitude for all the teachers that have
Yes,
that we have
definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Dhananjay.
So here's the next question
Yes.
from Vishwa.
Yeah.
Is doing suicide and hurting oneself makes us happy? Why do students suicide when they have this negativity? Okay, why do they have this negativity? I think that this like all the emotions that lead to suicide are a huge pile up of emotions, like from a young age probably, and it may not be conscious, obviously, because when you don't consciously stop your emotions from coming out always. Sometimes it's just that you have been taught that you're not supposed to let out your emotions all the time. You're not supposed to be a crybaby. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. So eventually all these emotions get bottled up and you don't find an outlet for that, and you feel that you are a disappointment to society. But that is not the case. I mean, what even is the point of trying to connect with such a society which is not going to accept you at all? So you just forget about them, because eventually you are going to end up in a place where you like it and people are going to accept you. And if acceptance from people is what you are looking for, then you should actually first look at your parents and your friends. And most of the time they will understand what you want, and it is not important for it is not important that the society understands what you want, because they are not going to come and I don't know, make be the part of the most major of your achievement. You are not going to share the like, if you have a major achievement, you're not going to share with them first of all. You're going to share it with your family and friends. So those are the people that you should focus on. And first of all, even before them, you should focus on yourself. What makes you happy? And yes, expressing your emotions, not bottling them up, and sometimes crying out a little bit. That is okay. It is okay to feel the way that you are feeling. So, yes, please understand this.
Astha Gokhale from Reliance B is asking you, do you ever feel now that you are missing out on certain college or life experiences because of your injury?
Yes, I do sometimes. It happens, but then I ask my friends to, turn on a video call, and they'll show me what is going on, and they'll send me recordings of what is going on, and if I want somebody to convey my message to the performer or anything, then I'll text them. If I'm at home, I'll text them ki, इनको बता देना that I thought so and so things about them. And sometimes it's like, if when I'm there on campus when something is happening, then even though I have to sit back like way behind, then the place where it is being performed, I sit there. And whenever that performer is just going, I tell them that this is what is I thought about your performance. And when you talk about maybe activities, events where competitions maybe, I don't mind not performing, because I have a lot of things already to do, and sometimes preparing for competitions and all takes up so much time. I can't focus on my physiotherapy also. So I think sometimes I can just let it go as not a distraction. It is a very good thing to do, obviously, but it kind of distracts me from my routine. So it's okay if I don't do it.
See, here I would like to share one thing. Before her injury, Garima has been a person with a lot of physical activity.
Yes.
Cycling, basketball, trekking, running, everything she has done.
Yeah.
So she knows what it feels to do all those activities.
Yes.
But now you are not able to do it. You have to accept that with your condition, certain things you are not able to do, but there are n number of things that you can do.
Exactly.
Take an example. Nowadays we have office chairs with wheels, so you volunteer not to stand up and walk
Yes.
to certain place. You just roll your wheelchair. You do it voluntarily. Garima uses her wheelchair out of compulsion. But you have to accept what condition you are in. You feel like reaching on the moon, but you are not able to do it. Do you regret doing it? Come on, my
Not so
friend. You
much,
have to
right?
understand what
Yes.
condition you are in, what resources you have, what support you have, and with that, what best you can do at that particular moment. That is the only thing that matters.
That's true. Okay, so next is question from Naitik. You told that social media helps you a lot in studies. Did it attract you, or you can't focus on your studies? And second, in your college, there were no ramps and your mom pulled your wheelchair on stairs. There would be many vibrations and direct impacts on your back. So how would you manage? Okay, so first about the social media, I think it does attract me. That is why people that is why there is this thing called social media addiction. Luckily, I don't have it. But yeah, as I already said before, you need to plan out your time. You need to focus on the good thing, on the necessary things. Good things is a different topic, but yeah, focus on the necessary things. You need to time it out. You can use a timer. sometimes I get tired of social media actually. Sometimes, you know, I have not opened my Instagram account like for more for the past 4 or 5 days. I have not opened it more than once a day. So that's okay. You get bored of it sometimes. So it's not much of a problem. And second, when there are infrastructural problems in the college, so there we practice the techniques through which we can move through these places more easily. They are dangerous, but right now we don't have many options. So, and we've requested the university to do some changes. They installed one ramp at the art faculty main building. So that is a good point. And there are still talks going on about a stair climbing wheelchair and an elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and an elevator also. So let's see what passes through. It's up to them. It's the administration's decision now what happens.
Yes, so it definitely damages us, our back, my
Yes, it
knees.
does. It does.
So what we try to do is, in this situation, the best that we can do is, as Garima said, we improve our techniques. So
Yes.
we learn through YouTube, through other wheelchair users, how we can climb the wheelchair. First 4 days, we were like 4 people lifting the wheelchair and taking Garima up.
Hmm.
Then we learned how I and her together can pull the wheelchair on the first floor. So now we are also focusing on increasing our own strengths.
Yes.
You know, exercising a lot, strengthening our muscles and strengthening our bones, and
Yeah.
then managing, reducing the damage to our body.
Yeah.
So
Most of my
yeah.
movement depends on my upper body strength and on her entire body strength. So yeah, we try to strengthen
So we
both of
try
them.
that. We try that.
Okay, one more question. This is from Srushti in 12th B,
Okay.
and
Srushti Parmar?
you're Sakti.
Yeah.
And so
Hi,
she asks,
Srushti.
this 15th August, we were at the same place.
Right.
Do you think we should
Oh.
stop trekking or continue trekking?
Oh, that is so sweet. No, you should never stop doing the things that you like. Even like I know it has had an accident, but accidents are accidents. They don't repeat, or else they would be called a pattern. You know, they are called accidents for a reason. You don't stop doing
Incidentally,
things like that.
Srushti was there with us when
No,
the
her
accident
father.
happened.
No. She was not there.
Okay.
Our father Ajay Bhai was
Ah.
there with us. We all have started trekking with Ajay Bhai, and he has been a great support to us throughout this journey. And even on that particular day when he went down and arranged for all the facilities to get Garima down, we have seen Shusti, whom we call Sakhi,
Yes.
grow up to this age, and they have seen Garima grow up to this stage. So Ajay Bhai,
Oh, she was
gratitude to
there.
you.
Yeah,
She was there with the whole family.
Yes,
She
with
was
the
there.
whole family.
She was there at the trip.
This
Asha,
particular.
15,000.
Yes, she told me. She told me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is interesting from Vishwa Sava. If someone talks behind our back, what would you do? Answer back them or don't argue with them? Let them see who you are.
Well, your actions speak louder than your words. So it's like if the things that they are saying are not true, then what difference does it make? So what if few people think the wrong things? Eventually, the truth will come out, right? And if it is the truth, then like you're going to feel bad, obviously. Then you should work on them, and maybe that way they'll just see that you are a worker and not just a speaker. You know, सिर्फ बोलते रहे और कुछ किया नहीं, that is also a wrong thing, right? So it's just better to let them say what they want. It doesn't matter. You do your thing and you just achieve all your goals and you be happy.
How many more questions are there?
I think I
think we
have
have
this is
covered-
the last one.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
have
we have
any
covered
more
no.
questions?
But I think Jamin is going to
It's
share
one
some
second.
video.
No, wait.
Yes,
What
yes.
questions about?
Yeah.
How do you ignore the negativities that doctors told you that you will not be able to stand? Well, it is their professional opinion, and it's like that is what they have studied. That is their textbook outlook to what my injury would look like. And as mommy already said some time ago that miracles can happen, and miracles can happen only if you work hard for them. And so that's what I'm doing, and I don't really let it get to my head because that is just one opinion in a sea of many. So wherein mine is the biggest one. So yes, that helps.
Yeah, this is the video that I think
We had
Jeremy
made for MSU, highlighting the infrastructural, what do you say, obstructions in the college.
I'm Garima Vyas, and I was a student of the Bright Day School in Vasna, CBSE unit, when my accident happened. Well, the school was very supportive, and when they heard that I'm in a wheelchair, in around a month or so, they made a ramp, which is I couldn't use it myself, but my mom could easily push me up, and all my classes were arranged in such a way that everything would be on the ground floor only. There was nothing that could intrude in my wheelchair. Then I moved on to college this year only in the Maharaja Sayarji Rao University or MSU. There's a huge accessibility problem, and first of all, even if my classes are on the ground floor, which right now most of the classes are there are 3 or 4 steps in front of each building, so there is no way I can access my classroom all on my own. My mother has to be with me all the time. Then when I go inside the building, there is a wooden threshold in front of the door, which also my mom has to help me cross it because it is always very high, and the flooring is also very bad. Like the tiles, on the concrete between the tiles, it is raised up everywhere, so I can't move my wheelchair myself. The toilets in there are inaccessible and very dirty. And when I had a pressure sore some time ago, once it got infected because of my using those toilets. So it got so infected that I had to have an operation, which otherwise I would not have needed. There is a ramp behind the Faculty of Arts building, but there is a tree in front of the ramp. So if I try to climb the ramp, I always have to. My mom has to lift the wheelchair and turn it so that I can climb it. And so
it's not possible to do it on your own.
I can't climb on my own. So I would really like to request them to put a ramp that I can climb myself.
Yeah.
I would like to have toilets that can be easily accessed by me, that can be used by me.
So in the class, can you sit with the other students?
The benches are very cramped and there is no space inside the class. I just have to sit beside the door where there's a little space. And the classrooms are huge, so most of the time when I sit inside, I can't hear the lecturer properly.
And they can't move the desks?
No, I mean they can, but there is no space only,
Right, there's too many desks?
Yeah.
They are ready to
Move
say
the
they
bench.
might ready a bench from the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might move it.
Yeah.
So that support is there.
To sit at
In the
the
front.
very
In
front,
front only.
exactly at the entrance. And
So you can't see the board?
Not exactly.
Exactly.
Sometimes I can. Some classes,
Yeah,
the
not
classes
very much.
are big enough for me to see the board, but then
Yeah.
they are so big that I can't hear the lecturer.
Yeah.
So I have to make a choice. Either I have to listen to the lecturer or I can see the blackboard.
And what about writing? Where will you write?
I put a pillow on my lap and I have a writing board.
So if you want to look at books and so on, how will you put them on the desk?
No desk.
No desk,
Keep it
yeah.
in
There
my
are
lap.
less students, she would request them to keep the first bench vacant.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that I can.
But the
put it-
desk is not accessible,
Exactly.
so the wheelchair will not fit underneath. What is the schedule?
There are 4 classes, and they allow the car to go inside to the building, so that I can easily, at least get out of the car near the building.
Yeah.
Then mom lifts me into the building.
Why is there lifting involved? So there are steps. So
there are
wheelchair
steps.
has to go up steps because
Yes.
the ramp is not accessible.
Yes, no, there is no ramp.
And
No ramp.
and her core subject is on the first floor.
So how do you get to the first floor?
We climb the wheelchair
Yeah.
with Garima on the wheelchair.
Up the
We
steps.
climb the whole first floor.
Yes.
They said there is a class under renovation. So once it is renovated, it is like 5-6 steps downward.
Same problem.
Same problem. So we'll have to get down the
5 steps.
Yeah.
The whole day you're in class. What do you do during the recess?
First of all the classes are in different buildings. All the classes. So changes me around 20 minutes,
20
but
minutes.
the breaks between the lectures are around 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
But
Why does it take you 20 minutes to get from one building to another?
because of the ramps and flooring and
Yeah.
Get down from the floor, get in the
Yeah.
car, go to the next building.
Okay, you have to go in a car.
yes.
Why is that?
From
The
her
campus
core
is
to
very big.
faculty. Then other subjects are nearby.
Yeah.
For one is little far.
Yeah.
The campus
The
is
roads
huge,
are not
so-
such.
Yeah. And the
Roads are not-
paths are not
roads.
proper. Yeah.
Some of the roads are still under construction.
Yeah.
So they changed it from those muddy ones
Yeah.
to the concrete one. It takes a lot of time for me to shift to
Yeah.
classes.
Right.
During recess, I had experienced it once. I guess, yeah, the canteen is also inaccessible. I can't go in there. It's always crowded, first of all, and it has again, steps.
No
And
ramp. Okay.
I have to get one of my friends to go and bring me something.
So, what is the situation with accessible toilets? Are there any in any of the buildings that you study in?
No.
No.
No, it won't even get inside the
The front
entire,
door, the door to the
Yes,
to
yes.
the toilet block.
Yes.
So it's not accessible. Okay, fine. So there are no accessible toilets.
Yeah,
So how many years is your course?
3 years.
How do
I've
you think you're going
completed
to
6
manage?
months. I don't know. I mean, first semester I completed everything on my own at home
Without
I
studying.
studied myself.
Yeah.
The Rights for People with Disability Act 2016 gives until June 2023 for all establishments, whether private or government funded, to be made fully accessible for people with disabilities. There are some specific clauses in a section regarding education. The wrong surface on a ramp can cause terrible vibration and pain for somebody with spinal injury. Many types of barriers are unsuitable for people with disabilities. MSU management have taken note and are making a plan to rectify all these issues. In some places the ramp will be enough, but for other situations there needs to be longer term planning, which might include fitting of lifts, etc.
Jamin. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Yes, yes. Welcome,
Yes. Okay. Warrior and the warrior family.
Yes.
Thank you. And I think સૌથી મોટા વોરિયર બાજુમાં હોય તો જો આપણે એમને બી ગ્રેટિટ્યુડ.
હમણાં જ બહાર નીકળ્યા.
હમણાં જ બહાર નીકળ્યા.
Okay, fine. They both parents, Dhananjay and Kejalben, have inherited this from their parents. So it's a kind of family legacy for them. Both of them have been brought up in such an environment where their resilience, where their inner core strength is so high that such things do not shake them up. In fact, it makes them strong to prove themselves by overcoming the challenge. So Garima is getting dual input from both sides, so she is 4 times stronger.
Devendra, I always use one word. Your children are your versions, and versions are always there for improvement. When there is a correction, there is an improvement, you release a version. If we talk about knowing software terms, you release versions when there is an improvement or there is a change. So our children are always our versions, and they are definitely better than what we are.
So I would like to request either Swapnali madam or Madhumita madam if they can give some concluding remarks, even if Anita madam is there. Shivangi, any one of you.
Yes, sir. Nimish, sir.
Yes, madam.
Yes, this is Madhumita, madam. And I especially want to address Garima, this young 19-year-old. It was such a joy to hear you speak, Garima, the way
Thank
you
you so
speak
much.
with so much maturity. And you know, the way your thought processes are, I think it is a very rare thing to be seen among students and children of your age. I don't know what was it in your life that brought about all this. At times, really, when I was hearing you, Garima, I was astounded. You know, that at this stage you have realized so much. You know, there's so much wisdom in you. I'm so glad. I hope you keep these qualities with you always as you journey through life. You know, and one more thing I want to tell your parents, you know, Garima, I think are a real blessing to you, because you know they have been such an
Absolutely.
important part and support, which many do not get, you know. So hats up to them, kudos to you, Garima, I'm so glad that
Thank you
Minister
so much,
arranged
ma'am.
this talk today. Otherwise, we won't come to know, You're a very brave girl. Very
Thank you
brave
so
girl.
much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
very
ma'am.
much.
Swapnali madam or anybody else? Maulik sir? Mir sir? Sonal madam? Before we end up the session, any one of you? Kaushal sir?
Sarji,
Hmm.
I would like to just say a few things like Dhananjay Bhai, Kejal Ben, like no doubt, and obviously Garima. The way they sound, the way they make these things sound so, casual is far beyond imagination. Because see, to talk about motivational things is one thing, and to actually implement it when certain things happen around you. No doubt what they have gone through is a far much more than what they have just said or mentioned, but they make it sound so casual. So I would like just say that it is so inspiring and it is so wonderful to listen to them. Like that's what I wanted to say, that talking about things is one thing and actually implementing is entirely different thing. So they are the ones who have already implemented those positivity that we talk about. So that's all I wanted to say. I am done.
મોટિવેશન ની 100 બુક્સ વાંચવા કરતા આવા એક ફેમિલી મળવું સારું.
Exactly, that is what I am trying to say.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Finally, anybody else? Final call. મીર ભાઈ, સોનલ બેન, મૌલિક સર, કોઈને પણ કઈ કહેવાનું? પૂર્વજ સર, પાયલ મેડમ, શિવાંગી.
Bye, madam.
I want Payal to say a word.
Anybody?
Yes, sir. Sir, this is Shivangi.
Yes, Shivangi.
I really am very much overwhelmed to hear Garima and her family, and I really liked her spirit at this age, at this young age, because like I myself am like definitely older than her, but sometimes my spirits goes down, and like looking at her is really a like booster dose. And the best thing that I heard in this whole motivational talk is that by Kejal ma'am, that when she said that we should not let that person inside our house if he or she speaks something negative.
I have done that.
Yes.
I have done that
Multiple
actually,
times.
multiple times.
Yes, and so like not if we are like a family now, so then everybody should be positive around us. So at least positive nahi ho sakte to negative bhi mat hoiye. It's like that. Stay neutral, better than that.
Yeah.
So it was a very nice hearing you, Garima, and both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Garima, this is Sonal Desai. You don't know me personally, but I have heard a lot about you from Payal madam and Nimish sir. We had regular talks about you. Today in morning when I had session in 10th standard, at that time I told kids, please attend it. 5 months lockdown and you get depressed.
Thank you so much.
And this is a little, this becomes very encouraging for the kids basically, your motivational talk. And you are not that older.
Yeah.
Elder
Just a year or two elder than
just
these
1-2-year-old talk, that makes a huge difference. Generation gaps reduces, na? That makes our work becomes very easy, because when we feel motivated at this age, for a kids of 9-10 standard, it is a really appreciative thing. Thanks for this wonderful talk. Kejal
Thank you
Ben,
so much.
thank you.
Thank you so much. See, lockdown has become something positive for us because we didn't have to go out. As it is, we were going out less, but in lockdown, we didn't have to go out. So we were focusing a lot on our physiotherapy.
Yes.
And she's able to attend at least 3 classes a day, every day. So she's satisfied to have learned something every day, which she was missing in her first year. Now she is learning every day, so and participating in her online classes and everything. So it is something positive happening in our life during lockdown, thanks to the technology and everything.
Before we end up the session, hello.
Yeah, hello Sheetal. Hi.
Hi, nice to see you all, Garima. Really, we are proud of you. I always heard from teacher readings about you, and I always motivating my children because I'm giving your example that see that girl.
Thank you so much, Sheetal. Thank you so much.
Sheetal
Sheetal is my best friend's sister.
Yes, Didi.
No, Sheetal, continue.
Sheetal Didi, she is just like you. As you are strong, she is also strong.
Thank you so much, Sheetal. Thank you.
So much.
Yeah, thank you. Sheetal is my best friend's sister. She has joined from Rajasthan and she is a physiotherapist.
And Kejalben, there are so many others. Even Nachiketas Jain from Canada, and there are so many others. So if anybody else wants to share, exactly. If anybody else wants to share, like Sheetal Ben, और किसी को भी कुछ बोलना है तो yes please, and then we end up the session. कोई रह ना जाए, किसी को कुछ बोलना है, bottled up emotions नहीं रहने चाहिए.
Thank you so much for your feelings. I have not been able to pay attention to who all have joined. I saw Chanchal, my best friend, Sheetal's elder sister.
Yeah, she was there.
Had joined for some time. Chanchal, yeah, so she's my best friend. We have done our college together and have wonderful memories of NCC and many other things. Yeah. So
Nimish sir, if you give an opportunity, I would like to say something.
Sure.
Nimish sir, first of all, I would like to thank you for taking a great opportunity.
Welcome. Is it Pratik?
Pratik Kumar.
Sir, Pratik Dalwadi.
Is it? Yeah. Okay, fine.
હા સર, સૌથી પહેલા હું તમને થેન્ક યુ કહું છું. આજના દિવસની બહુ સારી ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી છે ટીચર્સ ડેના દિવસે, કારણ કે અહીંયા રાતના 2 વાગવા આવ્યા છું. હું ઘરનું સાંભળું છું આખું સેશન. નોર્મલી મૂવીઝ પણ નથી જોતો. આઈ ડોન્ટ લાઈક ટુ વોચ મૂવીઝ, બટ આ વસ્તુ મેં સાંભળી. આજે મારું શિફ્ટ આખી ચેન્જ કરી નાખી વર્કની. અને નિમિષ સરનો ખાલી મને મેસેજ આવ્યો ગઈકાલે કે પ્રતિક આ બહુ ઇન્સ્પિરેશનલ છે, તો આઈ વુડ લાઈક ટુ લિસન. અને મને બહુ જ પ્રેરણા મળી છે આમાંથી, કારણ કે મેં હ્યુમરસ ઇન્જરીનો જે ક્વેશ્ચન પૂછેલો એ મેં જ પૂછેલો. હ્યુમરસ ઇન્જરી મને થઈ હતી, મેં વિચાર્યું કે આટલું બધું ટફ મને લાગેલું, તો મારા કરતા લાઈક ઇટ્સ 50 times મોર ટફ ફોર ગરિમા. અને આ વસ્તુમાંથી એને ઓવરકમ કર્યું, અને જે રીતે વાતચીત કરતી હતી મને જરા પણ ફીલ નથી થયું કે એને કોઈ જાતની ઇન્જરી થઈ છે. એવો મોટો કોન્ફિડન્સ લેવલ છે, કારણ કે આ કઈ સામાન્ય વસ્તુ નથી, આ બહુ કઠિન વસ્તુ છે. ઇટ ઇઝ લાઈક મેકિંગ ઇમ્પોસિબલ પોસિબલ. અને આ બધાના માટે બહુ પ્રેરણા આપી શકે એવો ઉદાહરણ હતો. અને બીજું કે અમુક વાર નિમિષ સર એમના થોટ્સ ફેસબુક પર શેર કરે છે. આઈ એમ ઓલવેઝ રીડિંગ નિમિષ સર's થોટ્સ, કારણ કે એમની જે આઈડિયાઝ શેર કરતા હોય, ઇટ ઇઝ લાઈક ગિવિંગ અ બ્રોડર સેન્સ. ઇટ ઇઝ ગિવિંગ અ હ્યુજ સ્પેક્ટ્રમ ટુ readers, viewers on social media and creating positive impact on society. So that's why I feel like joining this session today, and I'm really very happy.
Thank you. પ્રતિક, તમને હું એક બીજું ઉદાહરણ આપવા માંગુ છું.
હા, બોલો. શ્યોર.
ગરિમા એક વખત એક સ્કૂલ, અહીંયા એક અર્પણ સ્કૂલ કરીને છે, જે સ્પેશિયલ નીડ્સ વાળા છોકરાઓ, ઓટિસ્ટિક હોય કે સેરેબ્રલ પાલ્સી વાળા બાળકો હોય, એમના માટે એક સ્કૂલ ચાલે છે. અને ગરિમાને 12th સ્ટાન્ડર્ડમાં એક ફિલ્ડ ટ્રીપ હતી, જેમાં એ સ્કૂલમાંથી ગઈ હતી. હવે ગરિમાનું એવું છે કે બહાર ક્યાંય પણ જાય તો મારે એની સાથે રહેવું પડે એની મોબિલિટી માટે. સો આઈ ઓલ્સો વેન્ટ ટુ ધેટ સ્કૂલ. ત્યાં મેં એક માતાને જોઈ, એની ટ્વિન ડોટર્સ હતી. બંને દીકરીઓ સરખી એજની, બંનેને સેરેબ્રલ પાલ્સી. એ મમ્મી 24 વર્ષની, બંને દીકરીઓને સેરેબ્રલ પાલ્સી બાય બર્થ. 24 વર્ષની ઉંમરની બંને દીકરીઓને એ મમ્મી પેલી સ્કૂલની વેન લેવા મૂકવા જાય, એ વેનમાંથી વારાફરતી ઉચકીને ક્લાસરૂમમાં મૂકવા ગઈ. મેં એમની સાથે અડધો કલાક પસાર કર્યો. મને એવું લાગ્યું કે હું એમના કરતા કેટલી બધી વધારે ફોર્ચ્યુનેટ છે કે મારી દીકરીનું બ્રેન એઝ ઇટ ઇઝ છે, એ સમજી શકે છે જે હું બોલું છું, એ કરી શકે છે જે એને કરવું છે. એટલે બંને દીકરીઓને એ સમજણ પણ નથી. અને તો પણ એ મમ્મી 24 વર્ષથી બીજું કશું જ પણ કર્યા વગર ફક્ત એ બે દીકરીઓની સંભાળે છે. સો પ્રતીક, કન્સિડર
મોટો
યોરસેલ્ફ
સેક્રિફાઈસ
ફોર્ચ્યુનેટ.
કહેવાય. ઇટ ઇઝ ધ બિગેસ્ટ સેક્રિફાઈસ.
યસ. સો તમે એવું સમજો કે તમે પોતે બહુ વધારે ફોર્ચ્યુનેટ છો આ દુનિયામાં ઘણા બધા લોકોના કમ્પેરિઝનમાં.
હા હા હા.
So that is a takeaway from such incidents.
ના ના, વાત એકદમ એકદમ સાચી વાત છે.
So I think now it's the time to end up the session. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a wonderful session interacting with all of you.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Nimish sir, we can't give our student a better Teachers Day gift than this.
Yes, even I agree to that. This has been the most ideal gift for Teachers Day to the students.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your love and motivation.
So thank you, Garima and parents, for making it possible for us. Thank you.
Thank you everybody. Have a nice time.
Yes.
Bye.